Okay, I can. Okay,
Yeah,
I
you
can
can
see
see.
the screen now.
Okay, cool.
I'm good.
All right.
Okay,
So,
so
what can I do for you today?
okay, so um, as I so I'm currently manning the Kanna.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I played Can, but then I just get really annoyed with possession.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided to switch to Kanna because I think like one of my friends tried to soul me into playing her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kanna is all right. I didn't like her design initially, partly because I expect a little bit more from the kitchen, and then her grinding from 0 to 100 was not the best. At least not as smooth as Ken, like how Ken was.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so going forward, so I said I want to main the Kana, and then for my short-term goal, I'm planning to do a goal like 17 star Abso and then switch to Arcane.
Mm-hmm.
And then between that, I may like push a little bit higher on CRA because I can solo CRA now.
Mm-hmm.
Boss goal for now, I want to clear Lomian probably like in like next month, within the next month,
Mm-hmm.
6 weeks. My medium goal is probably grind to 250. This may happen sooner because I'm doing a WAP, like I'm doing a lot of WAP right now. Partly because I want to get shorter daily. I don't want to do random defense like twice a day, and then
Yeah.
I don't even have plan to do Aspera. I may just do it once to get like the point and just auto complete with Maple point.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah, whatever works for you. It's not definitely not people's favorite daily for sure.
I actually like the random defense more than the Spirit Savior because I can never get the 10k. My main problem is that I cannot one shot like the mobs. I need to two-hit it, so.
Yeah, that is tricky. I'm doing it with the Kane now, having the 2-shot as well. It's like some skills can 1-shot, but then they have cooldowns, so you can use those sometimes, but then you have to use other ones. You can use
Yeah, I saw.
Do you ever use the Exorcist Charm to kill?
I haven't tried that. I think I haven't tried running Spirit Savior again on Kanna yet. My highest was 6k, and I have just been keeping that. I may try it again. No, I got rusty yesterday because like my hand got like really shaky after running all the weekly boss.
Okay.
So I'm still a new player, so I have been playing since February, like late February, early March. Okay. So about like 3 months now. Update on bosses, so I can solo clear up to Hot Magnus and CIA. Hot Magnus, I still have to find wait a little bit, so about like 5 to 6 live per run. Okay. I can clear Hellux on my own. Regarding like superior set, the only superior that I have ever got is superior earring. Yeah, it has been doing that for 6 weeks, so that's why you see a lot of that's why you see like reinforced online.
Yeah.
The bell, the fake Arcane is still nowhere to be seen. So my next goal is probably like I try to run CPAP, but I guess like I'm just dying to the max right now. And I have tried Lotus because I heard that Lotus is like normal Lotus is roughly the same as Hellux. So I just tried to run it, but I didn't get past phase 1 really cleanly.
Hellux is kind of class dependent. I think as a Kanna, there's like a few things you can do right on Hellux on the Kanna that give you a lot of advantage, that make Hellux easier for Kanna than it does for most other classes. And Lotus really requires a lot of damage, but for most people it's you know, like in the same level. Like as soon as you get Hellux done, you know, if you can do that, then Lotus and Damien should be pretty close after that. But there can always be class differences, so that's probably what you ran into. Phase 1, you can teleport through the laser, right? So you can stay on the bottom for the boss fight. That's very useful. And you have that big blue spirit circle that flows through the entire machine that confirms a lot of damage. Yeah, but it really is just like kind of like a damage check for phase 1. If phase 1 lasts too long and the laser goes faster, you'll need some experience with how to get through that. But since you have a teleport and you don't have a cooldown skill that you rely on to get through the laser, that should be more reliable. But yeah, you can go into practice modes and just keep trying, right?
Yep. I think, well, I didn't know that beforehand. I thought like I had to do like the normal still, because I didn't know like Kanna TP has like, well,
It's
how to
TP.
phrase it? I thought it's like a moving, not like it's like shadow step.
Yeah. There's a rush. That's a rush skill. So usually we call that a rush or a dash, and then some dashes. Some skills that look like dashes are actually teleports, and that's why it's important to use those terms, because like a teleport means that there's no hitbox, and a dash or a rush means that there is a hitbox. So, for example, in Von Bon, when he goes up into the air, he needs to, like, he does a check to see if you're standing on the ground. If you do a rush or a dash, during that you're not on the ground. You're technically moving. In some like astral plane or something. So it's something weird. Like a teleport is the same, but it's very, very short window, so it's hard to use a teleport to be considered not on the ground. So their teleport is not a good thing. Rush or dash you can use, but of course it's safer to just jump, right? That's always the safest for the Fun Bon. Or in the sense of a Kanna, like you jump, you see he does it, you can do Vanquisher Charm, Exorcist Charm. You could even do Orochi if you want to stay in the air even longer, right? Like, you have a lot of opportunities there. You can do Shikigami Charm to go higher up, but you have to be careful because you fall down super fast, right, after Shikigami Charm. Yeah. But a teleport means that there's no hitbox. So if there's something like a laser, or there's like balls falling in HMAG or something, like if you use a rush skill, you just still hit the boss. But if you use a teleport, there's no hitbox, so you're safe. And then there's some skills that are kind of in between, like for Pathfinder. I don't know if you play Pathfinder, with the Torrent, which is kind of like both. It's like a teleport, then a little part of a dash, and then a teleport again. So if you use that for the lasers, you have to be careful in which distance you use it. And then they are fixing that in Destiny, that it's just going to become a full teleport, so that gives it way more utility. But it's important to know like what type of skill you have, and for that, a lot of times it's just experience and going in practice mode and just dying a bunch of times until you figure out how to do it. And that's kind of just part of the part of the process, to know the timing and everything.
Oh, that's pretty much how I learned. I know, like, I died to Von Bon. I think I have to run practice trial on Von Bon like 5 times, because I can never like do his jumping thing.
Sure.
My main issue is that like I cannot see him while attacking. Before I get the damage skin, I can never see him, so I just kind of like, you know, guessing a little bit.
Are you playing with skill visibility off, or?
Yeah, I'm playing with off.
And the outline of the boss is still not enough, probably, right? There's so much going on.
Yeah, so before that I have like a damage skin that's like pretty big. It's like pretty flashy.
Okay.
I think it's from one of the events, so. Okay. Then I just learned that like he always jump after like 2 killing orbs, so I just camp that.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a pattern, yeah. There's also, if you play with sound, and in Korea now they made a difference to have boss sounds differently on. There is also a sound effect that plays when he goes up into the air, if you play with sound. So even if you can't see him, it's like or something. That's like what it sounds like. When you hear that, then he's gonna be like going up into the air. It's just mainly like whenever you see him teleport and disappear, or you see the damage not show up anymore, it's a good idea to like stop and wait for him to reappear and see what he's doing, especially in the last phase, because then he's going to be like flapping his wings, right? And you want to be able to make sure that you can see where he appears, otherwise he's just going to knock you into some falling balls and then you die to that.
Yeah.
The other thing is that sorry?
Oh, I just said I didn't expect Von Bon to have like a Magnus-like attack.
Yeah, in the end, yeah. And the hitbox of those balls is pretty big, and there's not that much room to get... Like, teleport is really good there, right? Because you can go horizontally, cover a lot of distance instantly. But as a warrior, it's a little bit harder with the rush skill. So a teleport is really a benefit there. Because if he teleports and you see him like appear right on top of you, you can still teleport to like a safe side. But if you're a warrior at that point, you're kind of boned. So you do have a benefit there with the teleport. One more thing I was going to say with the visibility. Have you also messed around a little bit with the, not just with the skill visibility, but with the damage skill visibility, the damage line visibility?
I haven't. I don't know how to do that actually. Like.
Yeah, well, I can show you right now. But like in graphics, you have like the sliders for your skills and then for teammate skills, right? And then under that you have damage skin, and you can set the damage numbers to either small or big. So I would usually take the small ones. And then you have options between cascading, blade, and normal. Cascading basically means that the numbers will like kind of like fly through the map as you do lines of damage, and it looks fun for like 2 minutes, and then you're like, oh my god, this is giving me seizures. Normal is just, you know, normal, like boom, all the lines appear like they usually appear. And blade is all of the lines appear on one line, so they will refresh a lot on one line, but they only take up the place of one line of damage. So for bosses where I need more visibility, I would put on blade and small numbers, so that there is minimal amount of area covered by the numbers of the damage, plus, you know, max skill and visibility, the least amount of space covered by the skills that you're doing, and then make sure that the boss silhouette is on. That'll give you optimal visibility. The only way to improve even more is if you get like an invisible damage skin, but you know, that's more a little bit advanced because you want to make sure that you're hitting, and you want to make sure that you're not forgetting a bunch of skills. You know, sometimes you can see that you don't do crits anymore, and you're like, oh shit, holy symbol ran out, you know. Or sharp rise run out, I mean, yeah. So sometimes those visual indicators are quite useful.
I think I actually have that skin. I rolled it the other day. I'm not sure if I should, because at least I want to see the number.
Yeah. Yeah, once you get more used to like how fast things are, and you know exactly your range of your skills and whether you're hitting or not, then, you know, with invisible can just make the whole thing look a lot cleaner. But until then, it's good to get that visual feedback that you're, you know, doing the right thing and you're definitely hitting it and all of that. Yeah, you can play around with that a little bit.
That's definitely helpful. I need to check that. I think I just have it checked, but I don't think I have the cascade option enabled. That may be why. So that's my boss overview.
And do you have any specific goals you wanted to reach? Like, you're working on Lotus and Damien now. Do you have like friends that you're trying to do something with? You're just trying to get as many WAPs done before the summer, I guess. Before the changes to Kishin, right?
Yep. So before the Kishin, I think I have like 21 WAP in store right now, so I can run 21 WAP before that end. I'm making like, if Legion Wealth is on, I think I make like close to 500 mil an hour. Last time I made like 1.1 bill per WAP, so a little bit tired from each WAP, but well, before Kishin nerf. And like, I don't worry much about Kishin nerf actually, because I never run out of totem.
Yep. So you'll be fine.
I never use all the 17.
Okay. Yeah, that is quite a lot, right? I mean, some people play this game a lot, but I feel like that's already a considerable amount. Like, I'm struggling to finish my totems, and I mean, I'm quote-unquote like playing full-time, yeah. I think it's a lot.
And like, I don't have a lot of news left anyway. Like, I'm not like AK Legion yet, but I have like 29 character, and then a lot of them was at 140. So I can bonk a lot of them. Like I think I can bonk like 2 of them per event. Every event is like this one, 66. And just bonk 1.
Yeah, that's a lot, right? Yeah. So you got to create ID, and then the boss. Yeah.
Yep. That's my bossing preset, I think. For farming, I just have like full crit damage, and then, you know, crit rate, and then bonus EXP. I don't need that much crit rate. I wish I can get the buff duration, so, but well, it's in an awkward spot.
Yeah, it doesn't really. Yeah, it's same thing with the knockback resistance. Is it gonna become damage to normal monsters, right? Which is also an awkward spot right next to boss damage and buff duration. Right on the opposite side of bonus EXP. It's not yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a tax to get both of those connected.
So
do you have any specific content or bosses that you're trying to get to, or are you just trying to just slowly move on to the next stage and kind of just see where it goes?
So I want to at least be able to solo Hard Will on my own.
Hard Will,
but that's
okay.
like...
Yeah, well, it's good to have...
I don't want to do Black Mage because I want to get the chance weapon, but I don't want to solo it. That thing is just way out of the water for me. But I want to be able to do Hard Will on my own because I like his mechs. I just don't like his phase 3.
If you can solo hard will, you're definitely going to be way beyond Black Mage ready, by the way.
Really? Oh. Because I have to do it for the Genesis quest, right?
Yeah, for the Liberation. So the thing with, but you can duo, right? Specifically for supports, typically, that's why they made that rule. So for like Shades, for Kannas, for Zeros, for Bishops, because the soloing, the barrier to being able to solo those bosses, even with the, I guess Will doesn't have that much restrictions. It's actually a little bit harder. The thing is just in phase 3, right? You need to do so much damage in such a short time before the whole map fills up with webs. Because even then, after it fills up with webs, like you're gonna have maybe at best like a few curring resets, and then you can do some damage during those. But the amount of damage you need to be able to do to make sure that you can actually physically clear that stage without running out and just getting full sealed is so much in such a short time that by the time you have that damage to do it, you'll if you were able to really, that's the goal, like to solo it, then you're probably, I mean, theoretically, you're running like 3-man Black Mages, maybe 4-mans or something.
I see. Oh, I place that goal because I like Will. Kinda. He hasn't been nice to me.
No, not so far.
I have ran him 3 times. It took me, I think, about like 5 runs to learn like his phase 2.
Yeah, that's perfectly normal.
And for these 5 runs, I played without my healing skill.
Oh, without the secretary?
Yeah, without the knockback resistance. So like whenever I get hit by the legs, they get knocked around.
Yeah, huge difference.
So yeah, after I get it, it's like, come on. Better.
Yeah, it's a different game, right?
I had to got it because I didn't get a healing skill as one of my first 29 because I thought like it has cooldown. Well, it has like downtime. The Link one is only 140 second, and not a lot of Link skill like has increased duration.
Yeah, they changed it a few patches ago. They changed it in Korea, and then we got those changes where the duration is way longer now for the same level of the Link skill. In the past, you had to get level 3 and a little bit of buff duration, I think, to get 100% coverage. So that's level 210 Mihal, which for people were like, well, I mean, if I'm not going to get full coverage, I might as well not do it, right? But then they changed it so that even on level 2, it's more than 100% coverage, so you're totally fine. And then in Destiny, they're hopefully also for Kanna changing it so that everyone just has 100% knockback resistance all the time. So you're basically not going to need the Link skill at all anymore.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because like I trained Kanna from I trained Kanna from 1 to, well, that's applied for all my 29 characters. I trained all of them without a limit heal. Now looking back, I don't know how I did that.
Yeah, I started with a knockback resistance character, and then every character I played after that without it, I was like, oh god, this is terrible. I'm just getting ping-ponged all around.
My initial character was Mercedes, actually. I just picked her up because she looks nice.
Okay.
And I realized she has like the EXP one, but then I just dropped her afterward because of the height restriction.
Yeah, you were not high enough.
Yeah, you're not high enough.
Our skill levels are just not high enough. I think that's what it is. I did a CRA clear on my Mercedes recently. It was interesting. A lot more to the class than I thought initially. A lot of like new skills that you have to press quickly to animation cancel so you can go quicker into the next stuff.
Yeah, I've seen like a couple of people like do a lot of combo on her. I kind of like it in some sense, but at the same time, like that means that my whole keyboard is her key. It's kind of like the same Ken syndrome for me. Like, just when I unlock Ken at 5th chop, like basically all my left hand has key on there, and my keyboard doesn't have like the page up, pay down things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I use a laptop and it has like the keypad, but not like when all. It does have like all 6 keys together. It does have like a normal keypad, so I cannot press it like conveniently.
I see. Yeah, you'd have to like switch off your num lock or something, right? And then use the keys on the numpad.
Yep, I have to do that. And even then, like the key, like the page up is like really far away from my finger.
It's like the 9, right?
Yeah, it's like a 9, and it's like
Yeah.
It's pretty awkward.
Yeah, it's awkward placing. Yeah. Well, there go the facial expressions, right? F1 through F5 for buffs.
But that's what I put on Kanna actually, because I have 3 paths, so I don't have to worry about the auto buff. But then I put all my Taco on there, I put my Familiar on there.
Yep. Yeah, so many buffs. Wait, so your you did mention the Mercedes. Is the Mercedes not even level 60, or am I missing it here?
Oh, Mercedes 210. Mercedes is on the my Legion.
Ah, yeah, right
So
here. Okay. Yeah. I got it. Lara Kane, kind of, yes, okay. All right. So did you have a specific like list of questions already about some of the topics, or should you just go one topic at a time and then make sure that you're all clear on everything and then move on to the next one? What do you prefer?
So I have prepared a couple of questions. So first for this event, so I have got 2 event ring, the Master Grade SS one and the Chaos ring on my Kanna. So my next question is, should I get like the 1k2 coin ring for Kanna?
The Vengeful or the Cosmos? Let's see, so I see the equip window here, right? These are the 4 rings you have right now, and then you also have the Master Ring SS, you said?
Yes, so that's my farming setup. Actually, I screenshot my farming. If I'm bossing, the Kanna ring become reinforced, and the Iver ring become Master Grade.
Becomes what?
The Master Grade SS. The
yeah. Master Grade. Yeah, okay. Okay. So would you say you have like 6 good rings now?
Yep.
6 useful rings, and then Superior hopefully soon, right?
Yep. Superior ring is on my next.
Yeah. Yeah. So then you'll have 7. So well, what I'm looking at, and the reason I'm asking that is like, I don't think the question is ever like, should I get this ring? It's, should I have this ring considering what I already have and what I want to do with it, right? It's never just by itself. Unless you like think the ring is pretty and you want to have it, then, you know, be my guest. You can definitely just buy it, right? That's your own decision. But if you're looking at it from like efficiency for the points and making sure that you're making the right decision for your account, we can see like, okay, what are the function of these rings? So there's drop, meso, combination set, and then there's damage set. So how are you looking right now in the drop and meso set?
So I think I have 60% drop rate from equipment, from I think 1, and then 40% meso drop rate.
Yeah, because you mentioned you make about 500 mil an hour when you're training.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep, 500 mil.
Ideally, we want to get that up a little bit, right?
So I have a side pass, so that should be up like 550, 600.
What is the potential to reinforce now? Is it still this 999? Like all stat?
Oh, the reinforced. So I'm trying to start at 2 legendary. So I have been throwing like, that's unique, right? Yeah, those like.
No, it says legendary here. Legendary reinforced Galax ring.
Yep. So I think I want to make it to drop gear, but then I ran out of red cube during the cube sale.
Right. Okay.
So I just sit there.
Yeah. Well, that's an investment that we want to capitalize on as quickly as possible, because I think the main goal. So when you're killing monsters, do you feel like you're killing them pretty quickly?
Yep. I can one tap. I think Morass mob now.
And you're in like the Asphera maps for. Oh, Morass. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Yep, I haven't lost Celas. With the spider, I think I didn't have 1.5 damage.
Yeah, you're at 8,
but I think I almost kill it. One hit is like 80%. Shikigami is 80%. Exo might kill it. Exo has like higher damage.
Sure. Okay. There's a lot of like moving parts, so I'm like looking at everything a little bit. So using IED, meso drop rate, item drop rate for familiars. That's basically your setup all the time, I'm guessing?
Yep, that's my setup all the time. I don't have any boss. And the only IED is my drop rate, so.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Oh, that's on a drop rate of a familiar as well.
I think it's on a separate one. It's on like the G one.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Yeah, on the angry stump with some arrows in his head, yeah. Okay. Because right now, so the reference frame I'm thinking out of is that at this point, you want to be making more money when you're training. How can you get that? Either making sure that you kill monsters faster, but you're saying you're already killing pretty fast, so we want to maintain your level of damage right now. And it means increasing your utility, right? Like your percentages for Meso and all of that stuff. You said you're already using WAP, you're already using Legion, so that's unlocked. That's already as high as you can. And you have item drop rate and Meso obtain inability, so we're not touching any of that, right? So it has to come from the lines from your accessories. So when you look at the accessory lines, that's where we want to get more Meso and drop. And then the, like the combination, hopefully that you want to get to, you have 9 accessories that can get legendary and that can get it, right? So hopefully you want to get 5 with Meso obtain and 4 with drop rate to maximize the money per bag. And then to make sure that every monster drops a bag, because that's probably something that might be a little bit missing right now. Plus, hopefully you get more nodes and stuff, right? Because nodes are very important for the damage later on.
Actually, return to that question about Meso drop rate one. Do I need to go for like the increased Meso drop rate, like the medium amount to guarantee a drop, or is it like a small amount is enough?
So you have 20 in your inner ability. That's already really nice. And then you have, so you're looking for 67% outside of familiars, right? Because for familiars, those lines are separated. If you want to get more bags to drop from familiars, then you need to go for Meso drop rate specifically. Item drop rate doesn't include that for familiars. So you'd need to look at like inner ability, holy symbol, and then equipment basically, or drop coupons. Those will give you more chance for bags, and that has to be 67% in total to guarantee always a bag from the monster that you kill. So you have 20 from your inner ability. Use this in holy symbol, right? What level is that?
I think I'm at
13?
I think I'm at like 17. I leveled a couple of levels after I screenshot this.
Okay. So that it is holy symbol, decent.
I think it's at like 15 right now. 15 or 16.
15, 16-ish. Yeah, it looks like 19% drop, so that's almost 1 line equivalent. So if you have at least 2 lines of drop, then you will always have a bag. Or you have also, I think, is it small amount? You have increased item drop rate on a familiar. You have increased Meso drop rate by a small amount. Yeah. How much is that one?
How much is that small amount one?
Yeah, I'm checking that. I don't know by heart. I think it's 30. Yeah, 30%.
Okay.
So this is the ! drop rate command. I don't know if you've seen this one before.
I haven't been in chat that often, so I cannot use the command.
Oh, okay. Well, I can send this to you on Discord. You can check it out. So I basically talk about like how the drop rates work and the differences between item drop rate, Meso drop rate, and Meso obtain, because these are all different numbers that do different things. And then how, what the exceptions are, because some things look like they're very straightforward and then they end up working differently than they say they do. Very, very MapleStory things. And then basically here the goal, that's what that's not what we're doing. What we're talking about right now, right, is kind of trying to make sure that you have a 100% chance of always getting a bag to drop by adding 66.67% or 67%. So that your 9 accessories in total, you get 5 lines of Meso, 4 lines of drop, so that you can always have a bag and you can have maximum amount of money in it. That's what we're looking for. So with the current setup, even if you have no drop rate in your equips, you should always be getting a bag, so that part is settled. But then it's the Meso obtain that says how much money is in the bags. That's the part that needs to be developed right now. And the quicker you do that, the faster your gains with all of the training that you do go up. And as a result, the faster you get to the point where you have enough disposable income to start working on the star forcing and getting everything to 17. So I think the Star Force event this Sunday is probably too soon for you, which is okay, because I think all of the money right now should be going towards making sure that you have 5 items with Meso obtain and 4 with drop rate, so you can make more nodes and make more money. And then once the event comes around, you'll have more time to get backup for equips, and you have more time to have a bigger chunk of money, and then you can spend that on the bigger expenses like going to 17 Star Force, because that's very expensive. But you will be able to more realistically finish those projects and not get stuck halfway because you don't have enough money, right? So you need to invest first into making more money, and then once you have the more money, then you can guarantee those upgrades when the events come around and really capitalize on having waited. And that gives you some opportunities to how to get from where you are to the next, because that's going to connect with Transfer Hammer and how you can use that to save a lot of money to get your Absos to 17 compared to where they are now. Because you're in a very good position right now to get some good base damage out of Abso, but to be able to get very cheaply get from this to 17-star Abso by transferring like what we call transfer fodder, like level 150 equips, into it, so that you have minimal risk and you don't have to safeguard as much, and that saves you about 500 mil per piece, and that's an extra 2 bill that you can spend on the potential and on the flame instead on the Star Force.
Okay. I'm saving a lot of Japanese set for that.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Good. Okay, so we kind of touched on like 4 different things. The first question was the event rings, right? So how do we get that Meso Obtain? What is like this, the whole set for Meso Obtain that we want to make? At this point where you are, the rings are all going to be roughly equivalent. The event rings are even going to be better for you as a Kanna, right? Than even if you get the reinforced to 17 or something. So it might not even be that. So therefore also it's not that important to get the rings to 17. Eventually you'll want that, but eventually you want to get them past 17, because even the event rings are probably roughly equivalent to like an 18 or maybe even a 19-star reinforced ring. Like if you get a good roll on the Chaos, or you know, if you get maybe in the next Destiny update you get one of those stronger rings, right? The Tenebrious, Glory Guard, Justicard, one of those rings, or the Wake ring. Those are 40 all stat and 25 weapon and magic attack, which is even better than like a perfect rolled Chaos ring, because they also have 4,000 HP and MP. So those will make it so that you get so much free damage, you don't even have to worry about the Star Force on your reinforced at all. The only thing you have to worry about is what potential do they have. And then the potential will decide whether you even need to work on the piece or not.
I see.
So you, as a Kanna, you're in a good position that way. So since those rings are coming pretty soon, I think you're okay from needing to buy extra rings now, because you've got these, you've got the 2 extra, and then you've got the Superior coming soon, and then you have the Destiny rings coming. So I think you'll be all fine when it comes to rings. So I don't think you need to buy anymore.
Okay. Actually, between the ring and the pendant, Superior pendant, which one should I grab first, the ring or the pendant?
Yeah, so that would depend on what function you need. So if you're going to be bossing and mobbing, can be pretty. You're getting to the point where the bosses start getting so difficult that you can't really walk in with your drop rate gear and just kill it, right? You're gonna have to start like kind of switching over a little bit.
I can walk in my drop rate gear and kill Hard Magnus. I think that's my limit.
Yeah, that's your limit. Yeah, 240 at ideally, but also at 240 if you we have to do some little bit of backtracking, so your level is not perfectly for you a predictor of what you can do, because for most people, if you go like the whole perfect trajectory, whatever, blah blah blah, by the time you're 240, like Lotus and Damien solo should be pretty straightforward. But that's usually because by that point you've made that big distinction between drop and meso gear, and most of your stuff is like getting around to that point where like next Sunday would be the point where boom, you tap everything just the last star from 15 to 17 after having transferred, right? You're sitting on like 15 star fodder gear. On that day you tap it to 16, transfer, tap to 16, safeguard the last one, work on the potential, and then boom, you're in full 17 star, full legendary basically, full superior, right? Ideally around this level, that's roughly where you want to make that switch, like 240, 245, like around that area. But you've been leveling, I think, like crazy, and just training. And then the gear has been kind of, some of the stuff has moved with you, and some of the stuff has kind of been left behind. So there's a little bit of, you're like in a bunch of different stages with a bunch of different things in your account. So we'll see where we can make the biggest gains for time invested, so that those parts can catch up to the rest. But we also want to make sure that it stays fun, right? So what kind of stuff do you enjoy doing the most in the game?
Well, to be frank, I like doing news. I like to play a lot of characters. That's why like I picked. I think I finished like 25 characters before I pick on Kanna.
Okay.
Close to that. I think I'm more like 23 before I start like actually choosing Kanna as my main. I just like different skill.
Yeah.
For content wise, I like doing boss because to me it's like I just need to go to one place and then do the boss, learn the mechanics, curse myself on like miss mechanics.
Failing, yeah.
For failing it. And the other one just like play with friends. Oh, and there's one thing that I don't like is like chump quests. This event is fine, but like I'm still getting around to do like the chump quest for guild to get the guild skill. I can never manage that because like I cannot even dodge like a laser in C-Path, so
yeah. Yeah, some things come with practice, and some things will just. It's like pulling teeth, I guess they say. Yeah, well, if you like playing a lot of characters, there's definitely some good Legion gains that you can make by still filling up your roster, right? There's 11 more characters to add, whose levels will still count for your Legion level. And even if, you know, over time they will slowly get to like... Yeah, go for it.
I'm not sure if I want to work on them right now because I want to like finish my WAP first to get like all the meso. I have like 3 builds in store now, so I can get some more red cube and then just cube a couple more for item drop rate. And then I can farm the rest.
Meso obtain first, right?
Yep, Meso obtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meso obtain. I still need 3 more line of that. Oh, and return. So to get the 67% Meso drop rate, there's no like potential line for that, right? Or is it shared with the item drop rate?
Yeah, so it's shared with the item drop rate except for familiars. There it's split.
Okay, that's a bit awkward in naming.
Yeah, it is awkward, yeah. I mean, it's even also awkward because the WAPs technically say that it's Meso drop rate, right? But it's Meso obtain, so...
Yeah,
that's why I made the comment, because even if you understand what the terms mean, you'll still make mistakes because the game isn't 100% logical. So you still need to know the exceptions, otherwise you're still messing up.
Yep. Then I think afterward I can move on to leveling Muse again.
That makes sense. Sure.
I have a lot of like quote unquote like bad character left, like a lot of like high skill level character. I actually have Arc left. I actually have Cadena. I heard Cadena's combo class, so I think I need one more. I forgot. I haven't on my list. I'm missing like 3 important link. I miss. Oh, BT. BT is not available right now.
No, hopefully soon.
I'm missing BT and Zero.
And Zero,
I have to Zero.
Yeah, those are important. Yeah.
I actually may enjoy BT. Because she remind me of Lara. Not the skill, just the appearance.
Yeah. Got those animal effects going on.
Yep. Yeah, I think I will do that. Especially like because my internship is starting soon, so I don't have a lot of time to like do a lot of like weekly things, daily things.
Daily things, yeah. Okay. Have you thought about the Destiny update, who you will use Teraburn and Teraburnators on?
Yeah, so that's kind of why I keep like 11 characters left, because I want to save those. I level all of these without any mega burning or like any burning at all. Beside chat, where I have like the Burninator from the event. Beside that, the rest are like just pure leveling. So I think I would save 1 Teraburn. Teraburning is like the 210 one, right? Tera's 210, Mega is 150.
It's 200 and then extra bonuses for leveling all the way up to 220.
Okay.
So the bonuses up to 210 are per character, and then past 210 are once per event, basically.
Yep, I think I would save that one for Cadena, I think Cadena or Arc, one of them has like the link 3.
Yeah.
I remember.
Arc has a level 3 link, yeah.
Yep, I think I would save that for Arc. And then for the 151, I think we just level pick my favorite for. Oh, actually,
No,
I
the
want to
150
save
is
them
in the burning world. So we will get well, we will get like biggest chance, right, from KMS is that we get Teraburn, and then if you finish the Teraburn, you get a Teraburninator, and you can give that to an existing character and level them all the way up to 200, also with 3 levels per level instead of 1. And then the second part of the anniversary has like another Teraburn, and that one doesn't give a Teraburninator, but there's also a Teraburninator from creating like a new Explorer character because of the Explorer revamp. So in total you can get 2 Teraburns, so they get all like the special equips and the nodes and everything, and then there's also 2 Teraburninator coupons, and then there's benefits for one of the Teraburns and one of the Teraburninators that also get extra nodes and stuff for leveling past 200, and then there's one box with like 17-star fake Abso for that, and also one for getting a new Explorer class all the way up to 220. So there's going to be a lot of benefits for leveling. If you put all of your effort into just like, so 3 new characters, and then 2 existing characters with a Teraburn, and put all your effort into just those, you won't get as many Legion levels as, you know, making like 10 level 60s, but what you will get is a whole bunch of nodes, and a whole bunch of, like the fake Abso weapons and that kind of stuff, and you'll get some of those flame rings as well, right, which are very strong. And a very good start for some characters that you might not have yet.
So I would get. Okay, so I need to think because I want to get some of the resistant link too.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And I only have 1 right now for the 2-second, but I still have 5 more.
8 is
so
nice. Yeah.
I may save like one Teraburning Buncinator for 1, and then I think the rest I think I want the rest Teraburning to be like future bossing Mew.
Sure.
Of the gear, so they can play CRA on their own.
Yeah, they'll have 3-month gear, but yeah, you should be able to get to CRA very quickly like that, and then you can earn your own gear past that. What a lot of people would probably use a Teraburninator on, I think, is the mechanic. A lot of people don't really like leveling that one. So if you find yourself having a bit more typical taste, then that might be probably a character that you could consider for that.
Yeah, I have mechanic. I have Corsair. I have mechanic.
Mm-hmm. Corsair is one of the resistance, so that's why that connects to what you were saying before, right?
Okay.
Have you seen this before?
Which one?
The Lynx and Legion command that I have?
Oh, I saw that. You can see that. I haven't seen that spreadsheet yet. I was actually looking for one. I was looking for one that has like all the Link and Legion together, so I know which one I should look for next.
Here, I'll
Let's
link it to you. So here you can see what they give, and also what percentages for what tiers. And on the bottom here it says the tiers and the levels. So you can kind of see like where the intervals are and how far you want to go. And then based on the colors, I basically made it the general priority. You know, like in the beginning, it's just like your base damage and getting your EXP up. And then it's a little bit more utility, like knockback resistance and that kind of stuff. But most of that is pretty much included already in the characters that you can do. And then it's more focusing on the bossing stuff, anything that helps you with bossing. So there's some stuff that you mentioned, like the Kanna, but like the regular damage, that's more here, like earlier on, where I would say like the Arc and the Kanna and the Demon Avenger, you know, like those flat percentages, and mainly also the damage to mobs and when you're mobbing, so like the Lara and the Ilium. And then the further you go, you know, it's more like if you have spots left, you know, like stats, I guess, and then at the very end, just stuff that doesn't really do much whatsoever. And that kind of comes up with like what is the general order that I think if you make characters in is optimal, so that you can always have the maximum positive benefit on the next character that's on the way, basically.
Okay.
So you could use this if you're like struggling to see like, well, what should I prioritize? You know, what has a good level 3 link? What should I Teraburn versus use a Teraburninator on? So for Teraburn, you'd be looking for, you know, like good boss mule, and you're looking for level 3 links. So you're looking for the white squares, and then for a good Teraburninator, you're looking for rank S here, rank double S, sorry, at level 200. So you're mostly looking for the green numbers if you're looking for something to Teraburnate. So That's how you can use that. I don't think you can use either on the 0 though, so keep that in mind. Because they already start at level 100, right?
0 has like pretty easy farming curve, right?
I think they start pretty bad. They have a lot of storyline and stuff going on.
Okay.
But then as soon as you finish chapter 2, a lot of people just like leave the area and just go grind outside like normal, and then come back around level 180 or something and finish the storyline. But I guess technically you don't even have to finish the storyline because that's only for the Link skill, and the Link skill usually doesn't get used very much because it's only 10% ID even at the max level. It's mostly for the Legion block for 0 because you get up to 200 and it's 10% EXP, and that's the same amount of EXP as filling out the entire Legion grid, right? Even if you have like 6k Legion, so that's a huge benefit for EXP.
Yeah, that's something I missed. Like,
yeah,
that's the only like EXP I'm missing too.
Not much you could do about that if you started in February, so that's just something a lot of people have to deal with. But yeah, so for you and for anyone watching is that if you don't have a Beast Tamer in the 0 yet, and they do become more available in the summer, again, it's not announced yet, but I hope they do, then make sure you definitely make one, even if you're not going to level it immediately. Just have one created so you can level it at a later date, because they are not permanently available, and they are super important. You see like 0s up here, and then Beast Tamer is right there, and those are the two, you know, they're really high up there in terms of especially for Kanna, right? Beast Tamer is insane. Boss damage and IED and percentage HP and percentage MP, so you have massive scaling off of that when bossing, and even when mobbing it's very useful.
I saw the Link skill of BT and it's like...
Yeah.
It's gives like 4 different stats. Like,
yeah, I made Demon Avenger in the beginning, so for me it was also like, I have shit crit rate, and I scale, and HP is my main stat, so like I need this. And the Kanna is in a very similar situation, very low crit, and you scale off of both, so it's even better for Kanna.
I can relate to that. I used to play AB, Buster, and then she has a lot of crit damage because there's like a buff that gives her 30% crit damage, but then her crit rate is like non-existent.
Crit rate is really low, yeah, so you need to work on that crit rate super hard, yeah. But then once you have that crit rate, the damage is, the numbers are insane, yeah.
That's bonker.
Yeah, they usually balance it though.
Especially if you can like one-shot with Soul Seeker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, then you just spam Soul Seekers and they just fly around the map, destroy everything. Yeah, usually they balance those things out that way. Either they give you really high crit rate and then low crit damage, or really high crit damage and then low crit rate. But you'd rather have the latter, because you can get a lot of crit from a lot of sources eventually anyway, at pretty low opportunity cost. And then that critical damage is going to give you a ton of damage. But if you're the other way around, your sources of critical damage are pretty limited compared to sources of critical rate. And you'll have classes that are just running around with like 110% critical rate without even trying, and all of that potential is just going to waste. Like, none of it is going into critical damage, and it's just, you run out of good Link skills, you run out, once you get a big Legion, you go past 8k Legion, you kind of run out of things in Legion to put in. Luckily, like, one of those classes is Bishop, so you can just put it in buff duration, so, you know, you can get some infinity uptime at least from that. But I think like Beast Tamer in bear mode without any buffs goes to like 108% crit rate or something dumb like that, so, you know, you kind of just, yeah. But that's without hyperstats, without, you know.
Yeah, that crit rate.
But yeah, so if you're looking for inspiration for the Teraburns and the Megaburns, I would say check this one out.
Yep, I will. I have a lot of Explorer to do so count. I only have 2 Mage, one Thief. I don't have any Warrior yet.
Yeah, and you'll see that those are a little bit lower on the list, right? Like, they're here. So that's perfectly normal. That fits right with the advice that I would give as well. Like, you probably have most of these here, right? The top, like, 18, 19, you mentioned Arc, and you mentioned Kanna. I put Kanna a bit lower because even though she gives percentage damage in general, it's mostly a bossing benefit, because the 6% damage that works all the time, that's nice, but 6% damage isn't that great. You need the target to be debuffed to hit the 12%, right? And that can kind of happen with Kanna because, you know, your Suzume can fly around, hit it first, debuff it, and then the rest of your hits like do multiple damage. But mostly you're trying to one-shot, and so the target is not going to be debuffed yet, right? So you don't get that benefit on the first hit.
Yep. I think for farming, I mostly use the Hoyang Link skill. The one
exactly,
that,
yeah. That's why the Hoyang works way better than the Kanna, because that one always works on the first hit, and if it helps you to one-shot, then boom, you're home free.
Yeah, that's usually like what breaks me to the point. Like if I like 90% it, Oh Young usually get me there.
Yep, exactly.
So that's Legion. That's a lot of info.
Yeah.
Actually, I should save the link before it goes away.
Yeah, I sent it to you on Discord. And if you're in the chat, it's under !links as well, and then you can get this. Or
okay.
!Legion also has it in there, and that has some more advice.
Yeah, and the next question also about the event is like, should I get the unique pod one? That one is expensive. The 5K unique pod.
Probably not. That's usually priced more on non-reboot, and even for non-reboot, they say like unique is decently easy to get, and they don't even consider it a good opportunity. I think it's kind of bait, honestly. I mean, you definitely want to buy out all the nodes, right? Did you do that part?
Oh yes, I cleaned that up like the first thing.
Okay, good.
I still have all my potion in there. I still have like 27 potion left.
Yeah, you're not doing a Sphera daily, so or not all of them. You could consider maybe leveling that one up a little bit if you have coins left over. But yeah, I wouldn't get the unique scroll. No, I think that's too expensive.
So if I have to buy what's the dailies again? Arcanes? Arcane Stone? I forgot the name of that already.
The symbols? Arcane symbols?
Yeah, the symbols, yes. Symbols. So if I have to buy, I think I'm going to buy Moras, because I don't want to do Randham at all in the future.
Sure.
And especially like after Kishin, I don't want to touch the Jofei. The Jofei question. Like with Kanna, like it's okay. I can enter there and then do it, because Kishin you can just play summon, make full clear the map. But then after Kishin, no, I don't want if I go down that route. I don't want to stuck there for 15 minutes.
Now you know how everyone else feels. We don't have it to begin with.
I kind of spoil. Well,
I
used to play Ken, so I used to play Ken, and then Ken mopping is like almost on point with like the normal spawn. With spawn enhancers, like he can barely full clear map. With spawn enhancer.
Now you gotta dash a lot from one side to the other to keep up. Keeps you busy.
And then also like the cooldown, like possession, and then possession is fine, but then the cooldown of like each different skill, especially like the best one is like 14 seconds, I think.
Yep.
So 14, 15. So.
Yeah, you that Arc has kind of the same thing, but Arc has like the longest cooldown is like 8 seconds, so it's more fluid and not as restricted. But you have fewer skills at your disposal, so that's why the cooldowns are shorter. But if you have more skills, like with Kane, and then the cooldowns are higher, you're just forced to alternate more.
Yeah,
that's true.
My favorite type of farming is Lara. You just press one skill and things die.
Jump around, yeah, and just what is it? Eruption, right? Just erupt all the veins.
Yeah, eruption.
Yeah.
Eruption. I never even used that. I just place down like divine eruption.
Yep. And you want knockback resistance though, right? Otherwise you're getting slapped around as well.
Yeah. She has like, why do you activate eruption? You are you're immune to any knockback.
With the hyper skill, yeah, true. And yeah, it's even knocked down, right? So it's even better than knockback.
Yep. It's like Kane's super knockback one.
Yep. Exactly.
Ooh, that's my favorite. And my last question for the event is like, should I get the Black Flame from Communion Shop?
No.
I think my highest flame score is like...
No. From everything I see that you have good flames, but none of them warrant black flames. Once you get into the realm of like any flame I use has like a 95+% chance of just making it garbage, that's when you can start considering black flames. But that is so far away from where you are that it's better to just mass buy lower level ones and just make small upgrades, and you'll just have more chance to upgrade than with the other one. You would actually be holding yourself back if you go into the black flames. Okay.
Yeah, so actually for Black Flame, what is like the cutoff flame score for like the 95%? I know it's like it depend on the equip, but
sorry, the 95% is a little bit like pulling it out of my ass, honestly. But there is, you could technically, You could calculate that. I don't really know that value, but are you familiar with the progression grid?
Is it like I know like the 2 flame calculator, but
yeah. So the flame score calculator like leads up to. That's kind of like connected to where do you get the values, so that you can check it with the values here, basically. Have you seen this before?
I have, but like since I'm kind of over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So in here is.
So when it comes to the flame scores, depending on the level of the item and whether it has flame advantage or not, right? And then whether it's a weapon, there's like three different categories basically on how high you want to aim. And when I would say like it's okay to stop now because it's going to get very, very expensive to go beyond, and maybe you're going to even switch out the equip, right? So it doesn't even make sense to go beyond this point. And then when you go higher and you're in your permanent equips and you're in the end game, then you can go, go crazy and go as high as you want. And that's when the black flames basically come in at this point. If you're trying to go really, really hard on a really good weapon that you have, maybe you already have a really good roll, like you have a tier 6++ and you want to hit a tier 7+, for example, but you don't want to lose this one. It's like with potential, right? Like let's say that you have a secondary with like 12% magic attack, 12% magic attack, and 30% boss, and you did like all the calculations, and technically 30% magic attack is better for you, but only a little bit. That's when you would use only black flames, basically.
Okay. So
sorry,
like
that's a bad example for you because boss damage doesn't work on your secondary, but I guess theoretically it still works because 30% would be better than 24 for you because the boss wouldn't work. But you might want a black cube at that point, for example. But at that point, you go to the calculator first, and you check like, okay, if I use black cubes on the current one, how much is it going to cost on average? If I use red cubes, how much is it going to cost? And then you look at your budget, and you can see, oh, I have a wide margin, and I can definitely afford this within my budget with red cubes. Then you just mass roll with red cubes. But if it's like, okay, this is really close, and I kind of want to try it, but I don't want to fully commit, then you use black cubes, for example. So for flames, it's kind of similar. If you have a bunch of flames and you have a few items that are way below the flame score that it says here, that means you have a lot of room for growth, and even if they fail, you don't lose that much, because one flame on one item going shit doesn't change anything in your account. Maybe if it's the weapon, right? But if it's anything else, it doesn't really change anything. And if it goes roughly back to where it was, then you just hold that. And if it goes beyond, cool. Now that one is okay, and then another item becomes the shit item, basically. And then that one becomes the next item that you flame.
Okay.
So for you have the Absos, right? You have I can see where the weapon is, so the priority is typically weapon first, right? And then your secondary in your case. And then it's like the highest level items with flame advantage, so all the Abso stuff. And then it's like CRA stuff, and then Pink Holy Cup, but I think I saw that one. That one's already really good. And then it's everything, without flame advantage. But you're going to be busy for quite a while, basically, with weapon, secondary, Absos, and CRA. Like, that's going to occupy you for, like, the next months or so.
I think so, because CRA doesn't get replaced anytime.
Exactly.
Unless they release, like, a better CRA set.
Yeah, there is top and bottom coming, but that's going to be, you're going to have to clear Saren and Kalos for that, so...
Oh, no. That sounds like...
For level 250 top and bottom, yeah. That's going to take quite a while.
So, and one thing that I want to invest in this current Abso lab is that I will be getting Arcane in 3 weeks if I use the Lucid Stone. Because I think I have like 15 right now. So 3 more runs. So
you're talking about buying the Arcane weapon is what you're talking about, right?
Yep. I'm thinking about buying Arcane weapon, but in one of your last video you say that I cannot speak today. I may want to wait because the fan drops a lot. And because like Aku also use a fan, so like it's like double drop rate, I think. Yeah,
we don't know exactly if that's how it works, but it seems to work like that, because any Kanna you ask or any person in any party you ask, they seem to see fans all over the time,
I haven't seen any Arcane yet.
No.
I guess all my luck go to like Longyan already. I have three absolute fan. All of them are drops.
All of them drops. Nice. Yeah. But you're doing Hard Lucid and Hard Will weekly?
Yep, I'm doing that weekly.
Yeah, but you started Will only recently, right? You said three clears?
Yep. My Lucid and Will are 2 weeks apart, I think.
Oh, okay.
I have 9 on Will. I have that picture on there.
Okay. Yeah, well then you haven't done that many runs yet, right? So it's not that bad that you don't have a Kanna fan yet. But yeah, I did say that. It's totally up to you whether you want to make one or not. And you are a Kanna, so in a sense, you can always use 2, so it's not that bad to make one, right? But it will be very expensive, and I think you mostly want to spend your money more towards, like getting the drop-in Mesogear set first, right? And then after that, having the money ready to get the fodder all the way up to 15, and then make sure that the Abso gets to 17, and then getting good potential on that. Maybe skip the weapon, right? And you probably will need some money to fix the... your secondary right now is... Sorry, your emblem right now is very, very bossing heavy.
Lopsided.
And if you go to higher level areas, especially if you want to go to Esfera to start farming the spiders, then you will need more damage there, right? And sure, the Arcane power will help, and the boost nodes will help more as well, but you're missing a lot of magic attack right now. So ideally in this situation, you would have like emblem, probably like 1-line ID, 1-line magic attack, secondary, 2-line magic attack, main weapon, 2-line magic attack. And that's basically like the setup you'd want to have at this point. What you have now is you have some int, you have some critical rate, you have 2 lines IED, and only like basically 2 lines or a little bit less than 2 lines, quote unquote, on magic attack. So you are missing some base damage there, and that is kind of pressuring you from over investing into the other pieces. And feeling like you need that 17 star and you need a high level Abso, when ideally you want to let that come a little bit slower, like I'm talking about, and you want your Arcane power, your nodes, and your WSE to like take the pressure off, basically. But right now, you ended up rolling into this and keeping that. And for bossing, you know, that IED is helping you a lot. And obviously you can't get rid of that ID right now, right? Because your ID is good like this, but if you get rid of it, then your bossing is going to take a hit. Yeah, so you're gonna have to find ways to replace that. Probably the Superior Golic set, once you get it, that'll help you replace, or working more on Legion and Lynx. Or maybe an extra familiar with ID, right? Familiars, 1 or 2 more 15% ID familiars can also help a lot. Then you could like relieve your emblem from that pressure. Ideally, you still want, I think, 2 lines magic attack, 1 line IED, but that could be more. Then it could be more versatile, help you in mobbing and in bossing it. Whereas now it only helps you in bossing.
I see. Speaking of that, so for rolling like magic attack and then like boss ignore and defense, should I use like the black cube or just red cube and then try to hit it?
Yeah, so in this situation I would use red cubes, and we can look at the calculator real quick to see why I say that, right? Because you basically get almost twice as many rolls out of the same amount of money. And even though the outcomes on average are a little bit lower, since you have almost twice as many rolls, the average outcome is still very good. Unless you're looking for extremely good rolls with like multiple prime rolls, for example, then the black cubes become better, because then the chance for black cubes to roll better primes, that transcends the extra cost compared to the red cubes. So to make it simple, like, let's say that you're looking for, this is shoes. Let's say for the emblem, right? Emblem. So let's say you're looking for, well, let's say 2-line attack. No, let's not say that. Let's say 2-line attack and 1 IED. That's eventually what you want to go for as a Kanna, right? And then, or you could specify more, 21 attack and 1-line IED. That'll be a little bit more expensive. So it's going to cost you this much. So median. So that's like if you do 1, and then if you do a whole lot, then you want to go closer to the average, because you have outliers, right? You can have one person being super unlucky, or one item being very unlucky, and then you'll get closer to the average. But if you select black cubes here, this price should go up, right? Because every single roll is more expensive. It goes up quite a bit, you see that? Like the average, like it almost doubles, yeah. if you look for something super high, like 3-line attack, even here, it should be cheaper for red than for black cubes, right? But if I was to look for 24 plus an IED, I don't, yeah, at level 100, then black cubes should probably be cheaper, right? Because you're looking for 2 prime lines of attack on IED, right? So now you see the difference, right? There it's already considerably cheaper for black cubes. So that's how you can use a calculator as well to help you figure out like what is the way to go. But you will have to know like what is a realistic potential to aim for, right? And what is a realistic star force to aim for. But once you have that, you'll be able to use this to kind of guess, can I afford this upgrade, right? Because sometimes you can be like, okay, I think I have to work on my emblem now. And be like, okay, that's 300 bill. How much is it to get my CRA? You know, if you go for the other one, exclamation mark Star Force, or click this one here. Like, how much is it if I just want to get my CRA from like the current, like let's say it's 17 to 21, no safeguard, probably no star catch, level 150, and there's 5, 10, 15. You know, is that the next upgrade I do? And I'd be like, oh, wait, that's 8 to 11 bill. And the other one was 300. This is way more affordable, right? So maybe that's the next thing we do instead. That way you can kind of compare, like, what do you prioritize and what is the next thing that you do as an upgrade? And what is a realistic upgrade for you, right? Because if you know, I play this many hours, I make this much money an hour, and like, oh, this is an emblem I really want. Okay, that's on average going to be 300 bill. That takes me 2 years. Like, that's probably not a good thing to want, right? Because then everything else is going to be not upgraded ever, and the next 2 years is going into just this one thing. That way you can kind of test the limits of the realism of what you're aiming for. Because sometimes you'll see someone with like 3-line attack and be like, oh, I want that. But then you can calculate how much it's going to cost and be like, is it a smart idea to want that, or are you kind of, you know, fucking yourself over by feeling like you need that and then foregoing a whole lot of upgrades that you could be doing in your whole account by chasing one thing. Now, you're not doing that. Like, I can see with your account, it doesn't seem like you're aimlessly chasing this one, you know, carrot on a stick and foregoing all your other gains. In general, your account is in like a good situation. There's just a little bit of desynchronization between your you have a decent amount of legendary accessories, but I would go like full 5 mezzo 4 drop on that, boom, instantly. That's by far the most important thing. Get your money going, and try to get like I said, like try to get more IED either from familiars specifically for the bossing, and try to get that superior set ASAP, right? And then that way you can get the IED off of the emblem and reroll that for magic attack. Hopefully a combination of magic attack and IED, of course. And then your base damage will be a lot higher. And then the next thing, well, that will come from that as well, is that hopefully you'll, you know, if you're training and you're doing WAPs and everything, that you can work on your nodes. Because I think your matrix is also something that definitely needs attention and progress. And I would specifically work a lot on your domain, because it'll help your party a lot more. And for training, for farming, it'll help a lot as well, because the cooldown goes down and the uptime goes up with leveling domain, which means that the percentage of time that it covers goes up insanely. And while you have a domain up, you can have almost entire maps covered, and that's why in Moonbridge, the LH, I believe it's LH6 map, is really, really good for Kanna, because you can just cover like 80% of the map in your domain, and then you can just walk around the map and loot everything without losing spawn, right? Because everything just gets killed by your summons. And then arcane power.
Actually, that's one of my.
Yeah.
That's actually one of my questions. So you see, like, I have domain and decent holy symbol. Now I don't know which one I should level first.
Domain.
Okay.
So when it comes to in general, right? What do you level first? Your critical damage or your like your critical rate? Well, your summons don't do crit, so it's a little bit bad. But like, if you could choose to increase your damage because you're not killing yet, or you increase your EXP, what do you level first? Like the efficient, like for the Legion board, right? Did you start filling the EXP on there? Or for your hyperstats, did you start filling the EXP, or do you start filling the damage first?
So I start with filling the crit rate first because I want 100%, and then I start filling the crit damage.
Yeah.
Then the level was just bonus ESP. Just that I'm really over crit rate.
Yeah.
That's why you see like a lot.
Well, it's the same principle. You need, because if the amount of EXP you got from those buffs was like plus 400% or something, then you would do EXP first, right? Because increasing your damage doesn't increase your kill speed by 400%. So the EXP is better, but usually the EXP bonus is very small. So you want to make sure that you kill the monsters, that you kill a lot of monsters, and that you kill them fast first. That basis has to be there. And then if you have extra room, then you increase the EXP and the drop rate per monster that you kill. And then that's the way you min-max later on, right? That's why we work on the fundamentals. We work on the boost nodes, the hyperstats, the legion, the arcane power, and your WSE, so that you can kill the monsters. And then we work on the accessories to get more drop and more meso from the monsters. Same way with like your holy symbol is a little bit annoying because it gives you that drop rate, and you want that drop rate for the nodes, but you have a regular amount item drop rate familiar, which in your situation is like the best you can get. That's really good. And you have a 20% drop rate in your ability, and you're going to be working on your drop rate gear. So your holy symbol isn't as important to level, because we looked at decent holy symbol here, right? Like if you're getting 19% now, right, at level 15, if you max it all the way, it goes to 24%. That's 5% more drop rate only for those last 15 levels. So the efficiency there is very low comparatively. And even EXP wise, you're at like 27%. That goes up to 38%. So that value isn't there anymore. Where the value is right now is your domain. You'll help your hard lucid and hard will party, right, by making domain last longer and give way more damage. Plus, when you're training, it'll have way more uptime. You can freely move around the map. You can chill. You can look at your anime that you're watching in the meantime, right? You don't have to be on the ball as much. You can just like hold down Exorcist Charm, look every now and then so you don't get white roomed. And walk around the map and loot everything, and the amount of monsters you kill is going to go up. That combined with getting the drop rate and the meso obtain, and your money increase will go up, and that means that every time the event comes around, you have more projects that you can work on and a higher chance of guarantee success for them.
Okay. So on the same note with the VMatrix, I note that down. So on the same note with the VMatrix, so all my boost nodes are basically I have boost order skill twice.
Yep.
I finally got that the other day, and so just so happy. So should I try to get all of them to 40 to get like the ignore defense 20% first? Should just like let it level naturally? For reference, like I think I'm getting like close to 30 node stone per watt. So on average, I think I get like 30, so like 85% for boost skill. So
yeah, I think I wouldn't, and if any Kanna in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you would just open everything. If you get the boost nodes, of course you level up, but I think all the shards and all the crafting I would put directly into domain right now. Because that just has the most utility in both mobbing and bossing. And then when the domain is like close to max, you know, when it's like level 22 or 23 or something, then I'd probably go back to the boost nodes and try to get all of them like, well, you only need them level 15, right? Level 15 plus level 5, 15. 20 each. So that's going to be pretty soon. If you open up a lot of nodes, that's going to be pretty soon either way, because those next levels are still pretty cheap. The tough levels are like 20 plus. That's when it slows down a lot.
Yeah,
but
I
domain
saw that
is just such good value. Higher uptime and lower cooldown is just, it's the best value. And the even the holy symbol was also nice. The ice spirit lady summon, I believe, also gets lower cooldown, so you can use her more often, which is also nice. So she's also decently high priority because she also helps with the domain setup, right?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. It might just feel really weird that like the cooldown also go down, which, to be honest, is like a nice thing. But not a lot of
there's not many classes that have that. Yeah.
And then my last question is about the wheel skill, the Asphera Light skill with Ragnet. So would that one be useful later on? Because I cannot one-shot mob with this. This thing does probably like 80% of mob for me.
Okay,
so
but
like,
it is a summon, right? Afterwards, that does damage.
It's a summon. Like each hit is only like 80%, so I will kill mob before that one hit the next one. So, and I'm not sure like if I should keep it there or just throw it down, you know, throw more decent skill on.
Yeah, so anything you can do to bring your baseline damage up that helps you kill monsters guaranteed that you might otherwise not exactly kill is better than something that just temporarily increases by a little bit, right? Because again, we're going at what has the biggest effect on the amount of monsters you kill on 2 hours. Like if you use the skill and it helps you for like 10 minutes of every hour, right? Depending on what the uptime is. Or like 15 minutes of every hour is going to be up, and then it's going to increase your kill speed a little bit during that. Or you can find something else that increases your uptime the whole time. So something like Mana Overload, for example, that's final damage, right? Final damage is that's the biggest and the best source of damage. So if there are certain monsters that just survive and they don't die before respawn, so you don't map clear, but like Mana Overload would help you with that, then that final damage would be a better buff for you. And I believe it doesn't even scale up terribly high with level, so even at low level it's like immediately, isn't it like 7% final damage or something immediately? All the time, right?
I think so.
And the only thing you have to worry about is your mana, that you don't go like super crazy on that, but you can put a little bit in hyperstats and have a little bit of a buffer. Oh no, wait, because you don't have mana, it costs HP, right? But you have lifesteal in your kit, so...
It is a toggle too, so just like one time thing.
So that's something that you could try, and if you... do you do BAs typically when you do a WAP?
Well, I used to do it, but once I get like consistent missile rate, I no longer do it. Because like it sometimes crash, and then... like I sometimes crash out, as sometimes I have to leave the map and just cancel the BA.
Yeah. No, exactly. And if you're going for MVPs, then you have to close it, yeah. Or you want to CC, and then you use escape, and then it just closes it anyway. You're like, yeah, fuck it, yeah. But if you're like in the practicing or in the kind of like testing phases of wanting to see if something else happens more, you could do a BA, right? If you remember how much you usually get. Because I'm guessing what I'm looking at now, this is your bossing setup, right?
Yep. So I don't want to switch things out, so I just keep all of them on. If I'm on lazy rotation, I take out Ethereal and just throw on Sengoku, so I have like some time off. Just sit there, spam Ethereal.
And you don't like the blue spirit circle?
Well, I kind of like it, but from one of the videos about like farming Kanna, that thing doesn't trigger ghost guys, so it doesn't keep kitchen up 100%.
I see. Okay. So if you don't need it, you don't use it because then it actually hurts you maybe more, right? Because it kills the monsters that you would hit with ghost guide instead. Yeah. Okay.
And because like I'm placing the Yaksha and the kitchen on one floor, so going from like the other floor to kitchen is like a little bit far away.
Yeah, it's pretty map dependent because there's some horizontal maps early on, and then it hits like 4 or 5 monsters at most anyway. But if you have like a big vertical map, then it's really good, right?
Yep, it's like clear the whole floor.
Yeah, just yeah, it's like a missile just being launched. Yeah. Yeah, I
kind of like it for boss.
Yeah. Like on Vellum, it's really good. You bind Vellum, and the big blue ball just flows through Vellum the whole way up. So much free damage. And then I think on Lotus as well, the hitbox for phase 1 is pretty big. It does a lot there as well.
Yeah. I never use that in Vellum because I just realized this doing run my practice run because I keep dying after binding him. So I bind him, I unleash all the burst, and then I die after he unbind, and he didn't pop up. But I realized that when he do like this fireball thing, he also do damage when he come down.
Yes.
That's what I realized though.
If you're really close to him. So he shoots 3 fireballs, and then in the same AoE, if he goes back down, it hits you, and it also pushes you back quite far if you don't have knockback resistance. And then sometimes that... It doesn't do 100%, but it's pretty high. I think it's like 85% damage or something. And then it can hit you into a stun, right, which can kill you, or into another tail. So right after he does the 3 fireballs, then you want to get away from him.
Like, it's kind of hard because after I bind him, like, I don't know. I think the animation of fireballs still play, but he doesn't attack. So I don't know when he come down. So that's why like I never bind him during that phase anymore.
Just wait until he's already shooting fireballs, and then just hit him a bunch, and then we almost goes down, then bind him just to extend the uptime on all the skills.
That works too.
Yeah.
I always get intercepted by the tail though. Like whenever I'm next to him, he will pop out like the tail right next to me. I don't like the tail at all.
Yeah, well, you say the tail as if there's only one, but I don't know how it looks anatomically, but I think he has like 4 or 5 tails. Sometimes when he's like dashing through the map, there still be a tail popping up. Like I don't even know how that's possible, but you know, just Vellum things, I guess.
Vellum is like the only boss that I cannot clear, like sub 8 minute. He took almost like half of my buff, like 10 minutes. Because like beside that, he also have like the poison paste, and the thing is that I cannot see his tail while he's in poison, so I have to always dodge it, just run to the opposite end.
Yeah,
but then,
that
like,
that hurts you a lot in damage. Yeah, we could maybe let's see, maybe we can look really quickly at my
because like I don't know where I think it's probably in your Kanna video where you solo CI.
Yeah, I was gonna look at that. Yeah.
Like you lose life more than like you lose time, so I usually just take the safe route.
Yeah, where's the Vellum?
I don't mind to do Vellum afterward.
Your Vellum. Yeah, so setting up the burst is important, right? You're okay with like setting up the burst with the domain and with the Snow Lady and with the Vanquisher Charm, right?
I'm still learning that actually. As you're trying to like get the rhythm of like which buff I should buff first and then which one I should buff like beforehand. So I know like I should buff Yuki, then the Nighttail Fury, domain. I don't know. I think I should put domain up first, too, and then the barrier, and then I Vanquisher to chart up domain. Then afterward, just slap him, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's how you. I think it's like like Yugi, Ninetail, domain, and then hold Vanquisher. Unless your Vanquisher is already really strong and is part of your burst, then you want to put like domain, wait for him to come up, then bind him, and then Vanquisher him in domain. Because during Vanquisher you can still move, right? So if he does pop up a tail, you can still just walk out of it and keep charging as you go and do all the damage from Vanquisher. Because once you have domain maxed, you can pop domain, hit him with Vanquisher, charge domain, do all of that damage, and then just at the end of the domain, you'll be able to get Vanquisher back and almost hit the full Vanquisher again, which is a lot of extra damage because you'll do it in domain as well. And for Kanna's like later on, that's actually a lot of extra damage. Oh yeah, so here I have, do I have domain already? So here, yeah, so here I pop domain, so I bound him, but I pop domain, and then here I'm hitting him, and then staying in between the rocks. And then the big blue ball is flying through him as well, right? And now you see it's gone. And now as soon as you see him disappear here, well, I just iframe because it's like I don't want to deal with it and deal damage. And as soon as you see it disappear, you see the yellow on the ground, yeah. And now I get closer. Now it's fireball number 2, and then fireball number 3, and now I go away from him, right? Now I'm not staying on top of him because then I will get knocked back. But of course, yeah, I'm not like a great Kanna player or anything, but you have to, yeah, you just have to practice a lot to know like what is safe and what is not safe. So typically, if you see him pop up like that and you see a tail immediately afterwards, that means he's not shooting fireballs. Like here, you see him shoot up and there's no tail, then you know he's doing fireballs. And apparently, there's also an audio for this, just like with Famban. But I haven't played with sound on for very long. But someone said that there is like a roar sound or something that you know that he's going to be shooting fireballs. I'm still in domain here, but my domain isn't maxed either, not nearly on this character, so I can't. That was a pretty late tail, so I didn't know what was going to happen there. I was thinking of Vanquisher's Charm again here, and now I can actually go to the front, which seems very unsafe, but it's actually more safe. Because I know that he's fireballing, and I know that the other tails are going to be behind him, because that's where I was, right? And the tails always target where you are. So you can kind of cheat the tails to go one place, and then you can go to the other place and then damage. And right now I don't have any mana, because I'm bad, and I should be slamming my mana recovery. There we go. But yeah, once you get to the green stuff, in the beginning, you're going to be just running away because you don't want to get hit. And that's like the right instinct, you know, run away from danger. That's a good human instinct. But then you notice that the runs last super, super long. And you have to... oh yeah, so we can see this setup here again. So I use the Ninetail Fury, and then I use the Bind. I don't know if this is how you're supposed to do it. And then I put down the domain, and then I'm charming with Vanquisher Charm. I'm not in a... Oh yeah, oh wow, I'm even in a dome, look at that. Doing the thing. Vanquisher Charm only goes on cooldown after it's done, not when you start. Oh, I missed that. Doppelganger hit completely. That's not good. The blue ball is gonna completely miss. But yeah, once you get to the green stuff, like that's closer to like 40% HP, right? That it does get a lot more complicated there. But it's all practice. But yeah, you have to look very clearly. And I think I have normal damage on here. But yeah, because I have a lot of experience with this boss already, right? So it's I don't want to, like, I don't need to switch it. It's regular as well. I can Vanquish Charm here. Yeah, I'm doing that. So slowly moving forward, trying to hit him as much as possible. Blue ball, get into the corner, and then immediately get out of the corner after that. Because the corners are death traps. Try to lure him a little bit to the right.
It's only safe when he's doing the breath attack.
Yeah, okay, see, yeah, so here's the green stuff. So you have to kind of know when you see an indicator how long is it going to take before it lands, right? And you can always tank one of the falling ones. As long as you're full HP, you can tank a falling. That doesn't kill you. But you don't want to stand in between two falling, because they will hit you at the same time, and that will kill you still. So that's something to be careful for.
Oh, I didn't realize that you get hit twice.
Yeah, it's a little bullshit, but that's how it works, yeah.
For CA, I just set like my healing to 95%.
Mm-hmm.
Because
yeah, if you rely on auto heal, that might be a bit different. Okay, this is really bad. I don't know. Now my bind is going to be on cooldown when domain hits. I guess I wanted to get him below 50%. But yeah, that's where you gain the most damage once you get better at the boss, is during the green poison phase. Because in the beginning, it feels like everything is... Oh yeah, so see, I got hit here by more HP than I should have. So this should hit me for... Yeah, this should probably hit me for like 90k, but it hit me for 104,409 apparently. Because that was the safe spot, right? Like I knew it would damage me, but that shouldn't be a one-shot, so that should be the safe spot instead of a tail, but... Okay, show me one more of the green mist one. Oh, here we go. Nope, never mind. Oh, here it is. Okay, right after. So in the beginning, you see a tail on the left. So ideally, where you want to stand is like right to the right side of the tail, I would say. So that if there is a new tail, it's very close to the existing one, and you always want the tails to overlap, right? So there's minimal danger zone and maximum safety zone. And then as soon as you see the second, you can... Oh, wow, I got lucky here. See, the second one is right on top of the first one. And then you see the green mist coming because of the animation, so I'm probably going to move to the left here, I'm guessing. Yeah, because that's where it's safest. Now the rocks are in danger, and then the tail. So I wait for the rocks to fall, then get out of the way for the tail. And now the tail is gone, now the mist is next. Wait for the new tail, but I know here, once this tail fires, this spot is safe. Even though there's a tail behind me, like there's mist here, rocks here, mist here, tail here, but here is safe. So I'm going to go in the air with the Exorcist Charm and then just teleport to the right. And now this is completely safe, and nothing can hit me here. So even though, yeah, it's like, man, I always I relate back to this old game. Did you ever play like the, there was like, do you know Mr. Game & Watch?
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah,
it's like a
before
character.
this, I usually play like...
Oh yeah, it's
I
like
play like 4X game.
Oh, okay. It's like it's just like a stick figure basically. And there's this like mini game where there's a building on fire, and you're like a firefighter, and you have to like bounce the Mr. Game and Watch firefighter. Is it like a? Can I see like a gameplay? Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. This is basically what CVL is. Like you have to learn, like the rhythm of how many ticks is it, and how many bounces is it, until you need to be in a certain place, and until you're safe, and until you're not safe, right? This is basically what it is. And CVAL starts like this, but once you get into like the green mist, it's basically like this. Because you have to remember like which one is going to hit first, which one is going to hit later, right? And where do I need to be? But you could just like get better at it, and you won't have like characters falling anymore. Because you'll just know which one is going to hit first, where is the priority danger, and where's the less danger. But like I played the shit out of this because I had like a little keychain that had this mini game in it, and that was all it had. So now you know like, oh, I need to do the right one. Now I need to do the middle one, left one, then the middle one again, then the right one, then the middle one again, then the one all the way on the left actually, because that one's going to be faster, right? And this is basically what CVAL is. So you see rocks, you see tails, you see poison. And it's like, okay, what does the most damage when it falls? And what actually do you need to dodge? And that's basically what this game is.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I lack for bossing overall. Like, I don't know when skill actually hit.
Yeah,
so...
it's just practice. It's just doing it more and just looking. One thing that can help is record your runs with something. You have a lot of capturing ways, like you have gaming bars and Xbox 360, whatever the fuck, Microsoft recording, and you could also just use OBS. But you can just record your run and look back at it, and whenever you die, you look at what happened. And then you can look at, oh, what should I have done differently? And some people just don't do that at all, and they just get more damage, and they start doing that when they do Black Mage. But if you're, on a different trajectory, you might have to do that a little bit earlier. Because there might be something that you're just, most of the time goes right, so you're not thinking about it. And then sometimes it goes wrong, and then you die, but you don't really know what you died to. And that can be very frustrating, because then you don't know how to fix it for the next time, right? So sometimes you just need to... Like this... Right, like this one here, where my editor showed that it like killed me here. Right, like that shouldn't have killed me. So I shouldn't feel bad about that death because I didn't do anything wrong. The game just fucked up, right? So that's, I don't have to be mad. Well, I can be mad about that, but I don't have to be mad at myself for like ineptitude. That's just like the game fucked me over, and that can happen,
Wow.
But yeah, once you get those bosses down, I think then the next step, CPAP will be a lot easier as well, because you'll learn those rhythms, and every next boss is going to be less quote-unquote complicated. But you've already made progress with Will, so that's already pretty good. But there's always level of advanced play. Like there's surviving in Will, and there's really just like owning the boss fight, Because you can teleport a lot around Will, and you basically never get pushed back, right? If you're always looking at which way is he attacking, always going on the opposite side, you never get pushed into the webs. You never have to like panic web and moonlight and seal and iframe, right? Because you always have more room to wiggle around. The hardest part, I think, for Will is part 3, right, where you use the teleport to move. That's a really tricky window, yeah.
Like
use iframe.
I don't remember. I don't remember whose videos I watched. I think it's probably one of the attack because I was doing practice run with a friend, and I asked him like how he dodged phase 3 because I always die during like the white eyes attack. So and he said that he's a hero, so Explorer has double jump.
Double jump. He has a dash and he has an iframe on a 20-second cooldown. So he's. Yeah, he's good. And he even has a shell, I think, that could allow him to tank it if he needs to. That's on a very short cooldown as well, yeah.
You can play mid-heal. You can just roll your god every 6 seconds.
Exactly. Where's the, do I have that saved here? No. Is it... Guide? Oh, wait, it might be here.
I can never get the timing of the key down. Like sometimes I will pass it. It's just like 50-50 it. Because like I'm not doing damage much, so I usually just death for domain. So I usually like death wait for the whole 30 seconds, and then because Ethereal is like 60-second cooldown, so I can always use it every other attack.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's what most of the Kannas that I know do. Like you iframe or you teleport and pray, basically. There's also some stuff that I heard that people go higher platform and then down jump. That gives you a little bit bigger of a window sometimes. That can help.
the thing like if I get my reaction time better, because I know like when I need to dodge, like exactly the animation. I just need to know like when I see that I need to dodge. Usually like when I see it, I don't react fast enough. Usually that will happen to like my brain, especially in CPAP. I never die to like the two lasers touch each other. The only thing I die to is like the beams shooting up.
Yes,
I don't have any
and they're
problem
always
with the floor.
wider than you think they are, right?
Yep. It is kind of, it feels like Magnus one. Magnus is bigger than it seemed to be. Magnus circle is like gigantic, but the hitbox is like, 75% of that. I think 80%.
Oh, here, you can try
so
this. Maybe this will help you. Let me send you. Yeah. Oh, let me make sure that music doesn't do weird things. Oh yeah, we're just over our hour and a half, by the way.
Oh wait, this thing exists?
Yeah, so you can do wait, and then you can use flash jump is spacebar. And you can very clearly see the outline, and you can see when the leg hits. And like when that leg hits the ground and shoots up, that's when you need to be teleporting. So it's like, okay, so there I timed it right, but it's like very narrow. So like, if you even off by just like a little bit, it'll show you, and it'll show like hit. Like if I do it early here, oh fuck, I tried to do it early. My timing is too good. No, like if you do it too early, bam. Wait, doesn't it say hit? Wait, hang on, let me stop. Stand still. Yeah, see it says I got hit. Just 1, 2, bam.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, with flash jump you could just... Okay, there I fucked it up. But like with flash jump, it's almost... It's difficult to get hit, basically. So this might help. I mean, it has no cooldown on the teleport, so you might have to be a little bit more... Yeah, it's really like you have to hold it. Yeah, okay, there I waited too long, but it's like... You do have to respond quickly. Also, you say wide eyes. I usually don't look for the eyes. I look for his posture, right? So you can also...
Posture?
Yeah, like his size. So if you do the... if you stop and then do random, you can see like... Okay, this is back. I don't need to move. Right? Because he's small. He's small. I don't need to move. Okay, he's big. Now I need to move, right? Because if you try to look for the eyes, you lose a little bit of time in trying to find where his eyes are and what color they are. But if you look at the shape that he is, then you can respond faster, I think. Especially if you have a lot of particles and a lot of sprites going on that are covering his face and covering the whole boss fight. Then it's even harder to see which one it is. And then by that time you've seen which one it is, you lost your rhythm, and then you can't respond in time anymore. So
okay.
I find that working way better for me. So what some people do is they go up. Well, you can't do it in here. Like they go up here, and then from the platform, when it hits, they like jump down right before. Oh, you can down jump, kind of. They down jump, and then while you're falling, it counts as movement skill as well, apparently, and that can give you a little bigger of a window than teleportation. That might help as well.
So you just drop down, right? So just like
just down jump. Yeah. No, okay. Don't drop down. Like don't walk off, but like down jump. Oh, now I'm stuck. Oops, I pressed the button. Alternate, I think, is the normal stop. My character is permaduct. I fucked it up. Oh, there we go. Oh, I did too early there. Yeah, and that's the negative again, right? Because your teleport has a little bit more time in between teleports. And then, but yeah, so that's going to be the other thing as well, is that if you level up your domain more and the damage goes up and the damage of everyone in the party goes up, what will happen is that the boss fights will get shorter and there'll be fewer instances of, oh fuck, I'm dead, right? And then there won't be as much pressure on every single stay and move. Because if you die like once or twice or even 3 times or whatever, like it's not a big deal. You just use a buff freezer and you're okay. But, you know, the more things can go wrong and go wrong, the more pressure there is on the things that you can't afford to have go wrong.
Right now it's kind of like low pressure, because as long as I have like A7 life to phase 3, I'm good.
Yeah.
The boss never lasts that long.
Yeah, for sure.
The boss never lasts more than 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. Then it's kind of hard because if someone fell like phase two,
yeah,
like by accident,
and then the timer,
like web just
the webs, oh, that's very annoying. Well, that's when later also, and that's why people want to go to Asphera quickly, is because not because of the boss, and not only because of the boss and the big boss and ID familiars, but also because of the bigger healing familiars, and that'll help, especially as a support. You know, when your specific damage isn't as important, getting a lot of healing from your familiars will help the whole party as well, because then you might get hit by like a leg, and then if all the healing familiars tick, you might actually be equivalent to getting a full heal and might be able to get another leg tick, you know? Might be just enough to live. Okay, so are we good to do like a little bit of a recap on everything? So you have everything. I don't know if you've written things down or something.
Yep, I actually have 2 more questions. So first one is Mercy.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't have Mercy. So should I go for that one? Should I do Mercy? Start getting Dinaro?
For eventually, yeah. Well, I would do like the. You're considering maining this for a long time, right? So I would do the build up. So I would just do the long-term Mercy build up, where you're specifically just trying to level up your boat to the Dreadnought as fast as possible. Yeah, if you have time, that's something you could do in the background. You did mention, you know, that you won't have maybe as much time with your internship for the daily stuff. So I think Mercy is probably one of the ones that is nice, but not the highest priority. You can get pretty far with your current accessories. Plus, we also have the Dawn accessories coming from Lucid and Will drops, which you could move into as well, which are like decent alternatives. So it's not, you know, it's probably what, for like most of the people, what I would advise. But if you're going to be short on dailies time, and that's a daily that you're going to end up dropping, then you could also kind of not rely on that too much right now.
Okay. Note that down. And then the last question is Ring. Is that something that's useful? Because I know it's like it's time gated because you can only do it weekly, not daily. No, it's a weekly thing.
Wait, sorry, what is Ring?
Ring. Yeah, Ring.
Oh, Ozrings, yeah.
So is that something that I can do it now?
If you like the content, yeah. If you like the content, I would say go for it. I think damage-wise and how much you can get from it, comparatively, there's so much other stuff that can give you more guaranteed upgrades. Oz is really just like playing the lottery, basically. And you do that when... Excuse me. When everything else just takes so much time and is so expensive that it is actually a reasonable alternative. Especially when you're a high burst like DPSer, or you're more DPM-y and you need like the weapon jump 4s and stuff. For you right now, there's so much other stuff that can give you more guaranteed, right? Like if you just train X amount of time, make X amount of money, you will get a certain amount of return. You know, maybe below average, but you'll always get some return. Oz is really just all or nothing. Like you get an Aurora 1 or you get a weapon jump 2 or something, it's just absolute garbage. It doesn't do anything for you. You know, there's only a very small amount of chance of success there. So I typically, so I have it in the, have you seen the dailies grid? Have you seen this?
I saw the commands one a couple of times.
I think I have Oz. Yeah, I think I have Oz here. Like I think it's useful once you're like in the 250s or something. Then I would start really considering doing it. And that's if damage-wise you're basically here, right? So if you are following all of these numbers and you're kind of on track with all of this, then I would say it would make sense to start doing it. Excuse me, but more specifically, if you're like high burst DPS, for example. Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if like it's super time gated like Hellux one. Hellux like you only get certain coin every day.
Yeah, like you can do up to 200 floors. I think. Didn't I write? I think I wrote that here.
Yeah, 200 floors.
Yeah.
Like I don't like jump quests, and it has a lot of jump quests.
Yes, it has some of that. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm still learning all of them.
It's not the worst. Yeah, I should be careful because I usually say like I don't like jump quests much either, but usually I do get like decently better at them after a while, even if it takes a long time, and then I'm okay with them. So I don't particularly like them, but I also don't particularly dislike them, I guess. Like, you've never done One Droid, right? But I always thought like I don't really like jump quests and I'm not really good at them, but I will do one droid and then get like the heart and the android on like 15 characters or something in one event, and people will be like, dude, I tried for like 18 hours and then I gave up. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe I am comparatively not that bad at jump quests, or maybe I don't hate it that much. Maybe there's like a whole level of hatred and being bad at that I just hadn't considered. So yeah, depending on how how allergic to them you are, Oz might be pretty annoying for you, yeah.
I say, I haven't tried much for the queue, but for the current event where you have like the moving things, it's kind of like.
Oh yeah, but it's RNG. Yeah.
I say do it because like, it's faster to use
it.
Don't farm on like
on low level character. Yeah, it's so fast. Yeah. Yeah, there it's good. Yeah, the RNG aspect of that is that tilts me. You just see people disappear and you don't know if they went to the next one or if they just got teleported down to the bottom of the map.
Yeah, I just find like all people that say like which door is correct, like angels. Sometimes they'll say like left and then great.
Yeah, or they'll troll you and say left and it's like haha wrong. Yeah, it's not too bad.
Did you get there eventually? Like, that's only 3 door. Okay. That's all my question I had before. I don't think I have anything else. The rest is just like meso gear and Legion. I want to get to 6k at least, so I can get like the full 30% IED.
Yeah, the 40%, right?
Is it? Oh, it's 40?
Yeah, so because it's 7, start with 7, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? No. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that 40? That doesn't add up to 40, does it? No, it does. 7, 8, and 9. No. My math's 8, 9, 10. No. Wait. Isn't it? No, it's 6, 7. 13%. 6, 7, 8.
That sounds like 40 something.
9, 10. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because 7, 8, 9 is missing 6 to hit full 10s on everything. And so the 6 makes that into 30, and then the 10 makes it 40. Right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 7%, 8%, 9%, 10%. So that ends up with 40, yeah. Boss ends up at 40. Ignore defense ends up in 40, critical rate ends up in 40, critical damage ends up in 20 because it's 0.5% per thing, and then the damage to normal monsters ends up in 40 in Destiny. Buff duration ends up in 40, bonus experience in 10 because it's a quarter per block, and then abnormal resistance. I don't even know who wastes their time with that, but there might be like one use somewhere in the game where that's actually OP, but we'll figure that out in a few years once new boss comes out or something.
I guess if you have like 100 of normal status, you have really short debuff time.
Yeah, but it has a logarithmic. It's like a log scale, and it scales really, really poorly. Once you get past like 54 or 55% reduction, I think you need to like triple it to get to like 60% reduction or something. And to get from 60 to 61, you need to like triple it again. It's ridiculous. And that's why the change for the Mihal skill was a little weird, because the Mihal skill changes to temporarily giving you a lot of extra abnormal status resistance, but only for like 10 seconds on like a 2 or 3 minute cooldown. So I don't know if it's going to have any utility. I wonder why they decided to go that way. I mean, maybe that is like a showing of this will be useful at some point, Maybe it's like, you don't have a will skill, but you pop that one in response instead, so you at least debuff shorter or something. I don't know. That seems like a mechanic that I will never be able to pull off properly, though. My response time, not fast enough for that. I can barely use my will skills in Black Mage, so...
even when busting, I sometimes forgot the Princess Vow. The Princess Vow skill, so... Adding one more skill on top of that is...
Yeah.
No.
Ready to start bursting, okay. And then you basically just play piano on your keyboard, you're like... Get all 18
Random
buffs.
queue was set up for farming, because... So once I get to like full bossing, I need to make like a new keyboard for that.
Oh yeah. We have keyboard presets in Destiny, right? Maybe that'll help.
Oh yeah, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I need that desperately.
Yeah. So when you're, I guess real quick. So when you're flaming, what do you flame first?
So I usually keep like a flame score on for everything, and whoever has like the lowest flame, get the next flame. And usually I don't flame like the non-advantage one yet, because they are right now just reinforced set. And I don't have any plan using them long term, except for drop gear basically.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Maybe drop.
And then
so
all of it is going into cubing, right? Money wise.
Yep. The rest are cubing. I don't know how. I don't think I will get 2 line, like 1 meso and 1 drop rate on 1 item. So
no, I mean you might look into it. You never know, but I think on average you get at least 1. If you make a.
Can I get like the 5 meso and the 4 drop rate on all of my equipment? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, never mind. It's possible.
Yeah, because you have 9. Yeah.
Going from epic to unique is like master craftsman.
Usually, like because I get the drops. If you know that you're going all the way up to legendary, you can also use black cubes. It's pretty similar in cost, but for you, the master craftsman could probably have the most value just rolling your hat, right? Right now to try to get some int on there.
I can, because like I'm saving. I think I'm doing either hat. But the hat probably changed already. I think it's like int right now, in HP and mana.
Okay.
It changed. I don't plan to like master craftsman it because like I'm doing Meister on it. Just spam because I have some Meister left from Revenge, so I just trying to Meister it to see if I get to legendary. There's like 5% or 10%.
Yeah, I wouldn't get the CRA to the legendary. Because the unique lines are pretty bad, and the legendary lines are about the same as the unique lines, but the epic lines are way better. So the chance of getting a good potential on unique is way higher, because the second and the third line have a way higher chance of giving you intellect as well.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's like the same situation as familiar. Where it's like the legendary has like turn your character into red or something.
Kind of, yeah. But when it comes to the CRA stuff, I think it's totally fine to keep it unique and have like 1 or 2 useful lines on it, and then work more on the star forcing and on the flame first. And then once everything else catches up, then I think it's totally fine to have like, 12 or 15% intellect unique and go up to 21 stars first, for example. I think that's totally fine. Because legendary, I don't know if you've never done legendary CRA before, you might think like it can be that bad, but you can just ask anyone who's rolled legendary CRA before and they will tell you it is that bad. It's depressing. So
do they have like extra line or something?
Yeah,
I know like there's a cooldown on hat.
So many deadlines that don't do anything. Cooldown reduction might actually be good on hat, right? Because it can give you more uptime on the Lucid Soul. I think Kanna farmers actually like that a lot.
I can tell you now, like I have run 5 Lucid run and I get 7 soul.
Almost
7
there.
soul slot. Well, one of them was like 0 run soul slot.
Yeah, no, that's normal. that'll happen. But you're close to 10 already,
like,
so.
I thought you get like an average like 2.
No. Souls is super low. If you do Lotus and Damien a lot, normal difficulty, it's almost a better chance that you don't get any soul than to get one. It's pretty shitty. You have to do the hard bosses for those specifically to really get anything.
I have never looked into my Nomian soul yet, because like they never get highlighted, and I'm waiting for Mac for them anyway. For the Magnificent.
Exactly. That's the way to do it.
The only thing that I just spam is like Pink Bean, because like I have gambling addition for that.
And are you doing Arcarium every day?
Yep, I'm doing Arcane. I have 4 Primal now. I just got 1 more yesterday.
Nice. And Dominators you need as well,
I don't know what to
right?
do with. Yeah, I don't know what to do with them, because Meister Ring is like will be my 8th ring.
Yeah, Meister might be not as necessary. You basically, once you get to the point that you have like the 17 star everything going on, and you're trying to go beyond 17 to transfer into Meister you don't really need to, again, because your event ring's also good, right? So if you get one of those stronger event rings, it'll basically, you'll need a 19 Meister to go past it, and you're not going to go 19 Meister and then upgrade that, because what's the point, right? You're going to go all the way to 21 to either wear it or to transfer it into the superior, and then to try to get the superior, either use it at 20 or at 21. So those items like the superior and basically all of your superior stuff, you don't want to go too hard on the potential, because you're going to transfer hammer over it into 20 or 21 stars, just like you're doing with the Abso now into 15. So for the same reason, you don't go too hard on the potential, but you typically go legendary, but you go like either like 3-line, you know, unique, or like 2 useful lines legendary, and then you stop and then you move on, kind of thing. And then the Meisters will come to play there. So it's good to have a buffer of them, because if you get unlucky with the Kanna treasure drops, then you can just use the Meisters to make the fodder instead. But if you get lucky with the Kanna treasures, you can use those for fodder, and then you can use the Primal maybe on another character that maybe got unlucky with Kanna treasure, yeah.
I think I've run Pino like 5 or 6 times now, and I only have 1 Kanna ring.
Yeah. Well, remember, we're also still working on drop rate gear, right? So that will increase the chances, it will increase the Dominators, increase the Primals, and then it'll give you more options. And even though it might seem like there's a lot going on, when you have more options, it'll be very clear what you want to work on, because you'll just work on the thing that has the least chance of failure, where you have the most backups. So it'll be CRA, and then after that probably be like kind of treasure rings. It'll probably be like the pink bean belts, you know, to transfer into the superior, because you can have a lot of those. And then it'll be more clear and more clear where you want to spend, instead of feeling like you have too many options, kind of.
How many booms should I expect if I want to go like 17 star? Because like
you can use a calculator, right?
Kind of
17 on what item?
I just take the belt for transferring to superior.
So 115. So 7. Well, so you would either do 15 and then during the 5, 10, 15 like tap it over and then just safeguard the last star, or you do all the way to 21, right, and then transfer into 20 superior. That's the only ones I would transfer. I would never go to 17 and then transfer, because then you go to 16 superior, and then you have to. Are you going to stay at 16, or are you going to Star Force again? You can do those numbers if you want to, but that'll show pretty inefficient. You never want to go like 18 or 19 pink bean belts and then transfer it into 17 or 18 superior. That's very inefficient. It's better to approach it from the bottom, because it's closer to 15, which is the safe spot, than to approach it from the top and going down.
Okay.
So
like I have that because like I don't want to keep too many. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I get you. So if you do like no safeguard, no star catching, usually during 30% off, right? And you just like send it to 15. It looks like it's like, yeah, there's probably like around 300 mil or something. And then during the 5, 10, 15, you tap it, transfer it, tap it again, and then do the last star forcing on the superior, and then you're good. And then you see the range of booms is like 0.23 average, so like 1 in 4 chance. So that's very, very low. If you have like 2 or 3 belts, you should always get that. But if you want to go to 21 and do the big transfer in one go, now the boom chance goes up a lot, right? Now it's median of 4, average of 6.27. One unlucky guy boomed 43 of them and spent 91 bill. You know, but one lucky guy spent only 400 mil, got it, boom. He was, well, no boom probably, otherwise. This might actually be a boom. You know, the weird part is, if you look at this might be 0, this might be 3 booms, and this might be 0 booms or something. Technically, right? Because he could just keep infinitely failing, but they're probably decently correlated with with how many booms there are. I imagine this guy boomed a few times, yeah. But yeah, usually I take a little bit like in between the median and the average. Even though the median is technically, like the fewer things you do, the median is going to be closer, but I always want to keep a little bit of buffer to make sure that, yeah, I can do it.
I always tell the story that, so my first 12 to 13 was a boom. And I always tell like, I never hit like a 1% gacha, but I managed to score like a 0.6% boom.
Yeah. Well, it's a good lesson to learn very quickly. That if you don't want like, to risk something blowing up, that you shouldn't risk it.
That's why like I still keep my Kanna ring as 12 star before like this event, because like that's the only one I have had for like months. It almost feel like back to the day when you don't have Pino.
Yeah. That's a legitimate way of looking at it. Okay. Do you feel like you got what you needed? Because we're quite a bit over time now.
Question answered.
Okay, good. Yeah, I would say so. If there is a topic that you're still like wondering about, or like what do you do? Always check the. So if you're in the chat, try to use the commands first, and if you're having trouble, you can ask anyone in the chat, or you can ask me. And then then you'll be much closer to the solution already. And then if you still have specific questions, even after looking at things like, but how does it, how is it specific for my situation? Then, you can always ask, or if you run into too many questions, then we can always do another session later. But hopefully you have enough advice now and enough tools at your disposal to be able to, at least for the next few months, do everything you want to do, right?
I'm looking forward to that, though.
All right. Well, I think did you also join the guild?
Well, I played the request, but I'm not sure.
It was like yesterday, just before and now with the maintenance and everything, we already went through. Did you fill in the little questionnaire thing?
Yep, I filled the Google form, right?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, the Google form, yeah, exactly. That's what you call it, true. Yeah, no, then you should be fine, yeah. And then you have access to big guild skills, so the harder boss fights will be a lot easier. Lotus and Damien and CPAP should be more nuke fights, and then Vellum should be shorter and everything, and then yeah, that won't be as much of a hurdle to get through everything.
Yeah, I think usually that's like requirement for guild skill.
Yeah, well, just to participate at all, if you participate and you do your best, then if even half of the people do that, then we are in no trouble whatsoever for the guild skills. But we do have a little bit of the rules. If people don't participate, then you just lose the guild skills, just to motivate people a little bit.
I said to read over like how guild skill works and like how do you get like one guild skill.
Oh yeah, there's like a point system based on how well the guild performs during the week. Basically, the more points we get, the more guild skills we get at the beginning of the next week, and then we can put those into the points, and then everyone can just use them for themselves however they want. The higher the level the guild skills, the longer it lasts, and the shorter the cooldown. So it's like domain basically. Like it lasts longer and the cooldown goes down. So when we max a skill at level 15, it's half an hour uptime, and it's a total 1 hour cooldown, but it starts when you start it, so it's half up, half down, half up, half down basically. So you can also choose to use like the critical damage skill and the regular percentage damage skill. You could alternate between them, so you always have one of them up when you're training as well, so it can help you level faster as well if you need the damage from it, for example. And then when you're bossing, you can use them all at the same time. And we get up to 47 skill points now, so that means you can have half an hour of 30% critical damage, half an hour of 30% boss damage, and half an hour of 30% damage. And you can use them all at once when you're doing like your weekly bosses, and that will speed them up quite a bit. So it's good to be in the guild and to participate and have access to them. It'll definitely help a lot, especially once you get to like Helix, Lotus, Damien, like those bosses. That they're very welcome there.
Yeah, Helix is. I tickle him, but I got done like in 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Still tickle him.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Still down.
Yeah. Well, more room for improvement. That's good, because then you can feel. Then you can really feel that improvement still when you're making upgrades. So that's good.
Yeah. The best part is that because like I can solo clear it, I can get all the loot.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I don't have to go in like share party.
Honestly, even if it's like a 20-minute run a day, I think that's worth it.
I think with Kanna, you kind of get like a free ride with like in the second phase.
Yeah.
Just play it out the goals and then you're good.
Yeah, that one is harder for a lot of other people. Yeah, you have summons, so that helps with the potatoes on the bottom. And even then, your Suzume also flies around a lot. And then you can, your Fox Spirit just blocks the reverse stuff. Which that's basically death for everyone else, but you just like block it, so that's very lucky.
Oh, the reverse key one?
Yeah, with the bomb, right? With like the fire around you.
Yeah. Because I thought like as long as you stay behind the portal, you don't get hit by that attack, so you don't get reverse key or something.
Yeah, if you stay in range, yeah. But I think Kannas can just like fucking tank it. You just have to be careful for the hands.
Yep, I think the only hand that's like I watch out for, because that's the only thing that's killing me.
Yeah. Or they like knock you across the map,
Like usually I pass it, but sometimes like I may look to the side or like I'm checking my buff and I get bit.
Yeah, you look away for just a second and whoop, there it is.
But that's also why I cannot do like Vanquisher, because Vanquisher is 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And the hand has like I think it's like 12-second cooldown between each attack or something.
Like right after a hand maybe.
Yeah, usually I do it right after the hand and then usually don't get hit again, but sometimes I may be a little bit late and then show up early.
Yep, it happens.
And just punch me. Usually just cancel. Like, but my hand gets really shaky when it's like tense. I lose life a lot. Like, I lose life randomly.
Well, that's why we have buff freezers for, right? So we can keep going. And then the resistance link, yeah, if you level that, that'll help a lot as well. So you don't have to be as scared of dying. Yep. Okay. Well,
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. Good luck with everything. And I'll see you around.
Okay.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Cool. So for anyone who's in a similar situation or who at least has some similarities with this, approach in a similar manner. Domain, level that shit. Familiars, keep going for IED. Legion, slow and steady. Keep making more characters. Equips, get that drop rate. Meso obtain situation on point. That is where your fundamental income comes from. And that's where you want to see big old numbers. Everything else can stay epic or rare. Work on that WSE, get that fundamental on point. Get that Helix stuff. If you're in this situation, that's perfect. Get the 150 gear, fodder. Send it up during a 30% off. Hold it till 5, 10, 15. Tap, 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 tap. Boom, 17 Abso. You can work on the flames in the meantime because the flames don't get overwritten by the transfer hammer. Perfect. Yeah, potential-wise, you'd ideally want your potential to be a little bit higher, but of course, if you're looking at maybe soon Arcane weapon as well, then you don't want to go too hard, and if you get a drop, you might want to go 2 Arcanes, so yeah, that's a little bit of a don't overcommit kind of situation. Rings, he was in a good situation. Yep. He's doing Monster Park. So all in all, definitely on track. This is more like the stats that I would probably expect, like closer to 230, honestly. So there's that, but that just means there's a lot of room for growth. So hopefully all of that will be on point soon. So if this was educational, entertaining, anything like that, I'm glad. If you want one of these coaching sessions for yourself, check the description of the video. Or if you want to win one for free, make sure you leave a comment and saying that you would like to win with your Discord name. And I will pick 2 winners at the end of the month. And it might be you if you leave a comment. So don't be too shy to try, because there aren't too many people that leave comments for that. So there's a pretty high chance of winning. Yeah. If you need any of the resources, any of the stuff that we talked about, check out my Twitch channel. And just use ! And then whatever the hell you're looking for information on right after that. This is ! Dailies, this is ! Progression, ! Links, ! Cubing, ! Star Forcing, all of that stuff. This one isn't on a command. But anything you need, also I stream every day, so come say hi and ask whatever you wanna ask, or just hang out. If not, I'll see you on the next video. But either way, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you then.